Waking up in a dementia unit can be a very disorientating experience, especially if you wake up and realise that you're not in your own home. And then, of course, you're waking up at a different time than what you normally would wake up, and being woken up by someone that you don't know. And often you only have a couple of minutes before you're having to sit up, stand up, get on your walker, put your dressing gown on and go to breakfast. Whereas chances are when you're older, you lie in bed for half an hour, have the music on or the radio on, get up slowly, you know, make yourself a cup of tea, and all of that takes half an hour. Whereas in a dementia unit, it's much more rushed because staff are very busy and things have to keep, you know, get moving. So it's just to be able to understand all of this from a dementia resident's perspective, all of what they have to tolerate and adjust to, especially when they've initially come to a dementia facility, where the whole routine, the whole schedule, the staff, everything is completely and utterly different. And it does take a lot of time to adjust. It's an enormous adjustment that the dementia resident has to make. And as much as possible, if we can at least understand from their perspective what they're going through and where the key stresses are, if things can be modified, you know, it's a great help. I mean, in terms of waking up, if your mother, for example, has always had the radio on when she, you know, alarm on with a radio clock, just her old radio clock, just bring that in. And if it's set at the alarm, yeah, probably later, say 8 o'clock, it'll have to be set for earlier, maybe 7 o'clock. And if she likes listening to whichever station when she wakes up, news station, put that on. Or if she prefers instrumental music or music, put that station on. Have it all set up, just like she had at home when she woke up at home. And explain to the carer in particular about the system, the schedule, so that if someone knocks the clock or it goes off station, you can maybe write it on a little note, what radio station you'd like the radio set to and the alarm time for it to be put on at. I mean, you set it when you're there, but then the carer can reschedule it if need be. And then that will help your mother a lot because she can wake up, not at her own time exactly, but at least when she does wake up, she can lie there for 5-10 minutes and half an hour even, and just sort of think about whatever she wants to think about, get herself adjusted and organised, because it's a big event, you know, even getting out of bed is a big event with sore joints, painful hips, stiff neck, you know. And if you find it difficult, of course, you know, you need maybe a little bit of help from the carer, but once the carer comes in, it's all go then. So if you're prepared before that, you're much more likely to be able to, you know, go along with things, so to speak. Another aspect about waking up in the morning is the actual breakfast itself, of course, is the first event for most residents, that being at 8 o'clock. So residents need to be up by 7:30, dressing gown on, and then breakfast time. But some residents will be showered early in the morning before breakfast. Hopefully the ones that are early risers won't mind that. If you know, got up at 6 o'clock every morning, if you've lived on a farm or something, and you have your shower done before breakfast, that's all right. But if you're, yeah, that won't work if you're a late riser for sure. So make sure that the staff know about your mother's routine and what she likes. You know, if she likes getting up early in the morning, she doesn't mind having her shower before breakfast, fantastic. Tell the staff that. They'll be grateful because they're always keen to get their showers done as soon as possible, because for many staff on the day shift, they'll have 9 residents that they have to get dressed, 8 or 9, say if there's 30 residents in the facility and 3 carers, they'll have, you know, 3 up to 8 or 9 residents that they have to dress. But if they're short-staffed and someone's sick, then sometimes the night staff will do a couple of showers before the day staff come on at 7 o'clock. So the person may be showered at 6 o'clock, which is quite early in the dark in winter. Mind you, the Mediterranean temperature in dementia units helps, but sometimes the rooms can be colder, and especially the bathrooms, so it's not always an easy experience. And as a relative, it's just worth knowing all these ins and outs. You can ask the carer what time mum gets up, what time she gets showered. If she gets showered on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, for example, and if the time is 9 o'clock, it's worth getting the whiteboard put in a place, you know, good sized whiteboard where your mother can see it, and write up in big clear letters, for mum, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 9 o'clock shower days, and then also Monday 9 o'clock hair washing day, so she can refer to it. That's the main thing. She won't remember it, but at least she's got the whiteboard to refer to it. And put the name of the carer. If it's Anne, for example, put Anne on the board as the carer. And when you come in, you can go through the schedule again with your mother, so that she's, you know, prepared and upskilled, and at least is informed, because so often the dementia residents say, no one tells me what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I can't be prepared. You know, I want to know what's going on. It's a very common request, you know, that residents make all day. In fact, some of them are saying what's happening and what's going on, because they haven't got a schedule in place to know what's going on. That's the problem. I mean, they do have the monthly schedule that's put on the back of the door, but that's got, you know, massive amount. It's very small writing, 7 days a week, you know, 28 days, and each hour what's happening each hour. I mean, it's very tiny, difficult to understand. Whereas a whiteboard, just with the few key things on it, like when showering's happening and when the hair washing's happening, that's good. At least your mother can focus on that and concentrate on that. I mean, it's better not to have too much on the whiteboard, because it gets confusing and a bit cluttered. But especially the stress points, they're the important occasions to have on the whiteboard, so that your mother can prepare for that, those being showering and hairdressing mainly, and also special occasions like birthdays and going out with the family on a Sunday, or things, or a friend coming to visit. It's always good to put those special appointments up on the whiteboard, and that also helps a lot. But the waking in the morning, if you can organise to have the alarm set up so it's an easier entry into the day for your mother, and also making sure that if she doesn't like, you know, getting up too early, that the showers are scheduled after breakfast rather than before. Just understanding the schedule that your mother is going through. You can ask the nurse or get a copy of the clinical notes. That will tell you everything. And then you will understand your mother's routine and what she likes and dislikes, and you can work with the staff to hopefully modify some aspects where the stress points are going on. So that's all about waking up in a dementia unit. Yeah, so much to adjust to, isn't it? If you've been an elderly person living alone all your life, and then you're in a dementia unit, it's a big adjustment. But, you know, things can be put in place to help them, especially if we understand from their perspective what they're going through. Think about it from what, you know, perspective they're going through, and then put in place systems like having a watch or having a whiteboard, having a clock, so that they can see and refer to, so it can orientate them, help orientate them to compensate for their lack of memory. All the while, always trying to compensate for the lack of memory. So here's the two books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise. I've written both these books, both on Amazon, and softcover, hardcover and ebooks, the ever favourite ebooks, very popular, all about the dementia residents' experiences from their perspective. So it's good reading, and, you know, it's very different to these videos, and I think you'll enjoy the characters in them. So thank you for your looks and your likes and your subscriptions, and those of you that are watching these videos and finding them interesting and informative, please pass the links on to others, and please subscribe. It's really helpful if you subscribe. It really is, to be able to get this platform up and running. Thank you so much.